What's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode 8 of Adventures in Minecraft. And this, believe it or not, is actually finally episode 8. I think last episode I introduced it also as episode 8, and basically that was because I recorded an episode which should have been episode 7, and then it, to my mind, it slipped that there was a problem with recording. I think I forgot to press F9, although I could have sworn that I pressed F9 and the game was on record. So this is finally episode 8. Let's just make some way here. Carrots. There we go. Just so we got a choice of food sources. So, what have I been working on? What have I been doing? Well, there's quite a few changes in the world, to be honest with you, that would be very hard for me to walk through each and every single one of them. However, something while I'm here, while I remember, 6, I need all the sticks. I'm going to be creating a large amount of fences, because I've created another path for the world, leading to, this time, the skeleton spawner. So I'll just show you what I've worked on so far. So before, if you remember, this area originally used to come down here, this ladder. It's time to sleep. So originally you used to come down that ladder, and then you would be met by the ground level, which is still the same level here, and then this area was closed off and you'd have to jump down the hole to get down there. So the hole would be just here and then you go through. But instead, what I've done, I was working a fair bit last night, I've decided to use stairs on this side because it creates a somewhat more clean look, and also I had to put stairs on the other side, each side, instead of half slabs, because half slabs and stairs don't work. So when I was trying this design with just using half slabs, it was, that looks quite long in terms of length. However, half slabs was at least like another quarter on top of that, so I had to mess around with the design and it took a while, but I think I've got it to a point where it's a clean design. And if I take a walk all the way down here, you can see that I've done the same down here. Maybe I'll have to get rid of the wall on either side and it's a bit dark on this side. And then I've got this recessed area, the same as it was just up there. And then unfortunately I can't put the grass level with the half slab. I'd have to drop it down a level, but that creates some design problems. Oh, lag spike there, apologies. That creates some problems. Actually, this is one above level anyway, so you may have to mess around with that and so on. And also I created an enchantment area over here. I've made some changes to the mob farm and so on and so forth. So for now I just want to get the stair side of things done. I'll knock out the walls and etc. later, but it's been something that I wanted to do since I was building on it last night, and of course I'd rather do something like this on camera as opposed to off camera, simply so that you can see what's going on, because in all honesty I need some more wood supplies I'm just going to convert all of this, everything. There we go. Okay, so in all honesty, I feel as if, and I may have talked about this in the first episode of the podcast, one episode per week of Adventures in Minecraft, it seems to be too little to me. some people, in terms of other Minecraft commentators, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked on the vanilla stuff as to how much or how many episodes even a week they're putting out. But to me, recording one episode a week really isn't cutting it at the moment. You know, it feels as if I'm depriving the viewer or the viewers of content that they should be able to watch. And that's never a good feeling that you want. Although at the same time, I have to tell myself, you know, that it's not exactly easy to put up content, you know, regardless of what video it is, simply because of trying to find time to record, and trying to find the time to edit and so on and so forth. Because editing, I mean, in all honesty, editing's something that I enjoy, you know what I mean. To be honest, there's not a lot of it in my videos, in my Minecraft videos anyway. What am I doing here? I'm meant to be creating sticks. Yeah, there's not a lot of editing in my videos in terms of actual, you know, effects and so on and so forth, and some of the stuff that I do. In terms of, you know, I have big ideas in terms of what I'd like to do with the series. Although, to be honest, I'd much rather keep it simple and stick to what I know, as opposed to not trying something new, but more messing around with an idea, and then it comes to the point where it's like, I don't like it completely, and then I'm just put off making content. Like, I mean, that almost happened, in all honesty, yesterday, because I was messing around with video thumbnails yesterday again, and, you know, this is something that I've been wanting to sort out for a while. Basically, I made the new series, the podcast, and then you know, as the emblem and introduction and everything, I made my Minecraft face, you know, this dude here that you see here. So this, I ain't got enough space. But basically the face of my Minecraft skin, I made it as the emblem, etc., for the introduction, so on and so forth. So I looked at my channel after I made it, brilliant, excellent, like the design, so on and so forth. But the only problem was, and a major problem even, that I noticed I was using the emblem too much, you know, to the point where all you could see for every single series on my channel was this Minecraft based emblem. Now, to be honest, the podcast, it should have its own logo, emblem, etc., but you know, I tried to make that, but it didn't work out. So, you know, I had to change a few things, and I've reverted to the old, well, the original even, the original, what's it called? YouTube. Okay, so welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. So I had a horrific lag spike and had absolutely no idea what was causing it. So sorry for the cuts. So yeah, where was we? We was talking about the YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so the thumbnail has no absolute no reference to the series, but it was something that I created and something that was an initial idea when I was making the series. So I guess I'm going to stick with it. What have we got up there? I can put that up there. I'm going to stick with it because, you know, I was changing the logo far too many times, and it didn't look appealing at all after a while. So I've reverted back to it, and hopefully it's you know, it works out now. Something that I'm having problems with as well, which you basically just envision there, is recording. and hard drive issues overall. You know, this is something that I've been having problems with for some time. You know, basically because I've only got a small capacity hard drive in general, and what I'm doing or using it for even is basically my computer's more of a home PC, although it's able to run Minecraft, and I've got it to the point where it can run other programs and do what I want with it. But I'm going to take even though, you know, there's a bit of an error now, I'm going to take a quick break, back with you just in a moment, and then I'll talk some more about the hard drive issues and other things. So I'll see you in just a moment. So welcome back, guys. So, like I was saying, hard drive issues. Basically my hard drive at the moment, I'm going to have to turn this off, which may create some lag, which is never too great, and I can't even get down there. Oh, what am I going to do? So yeah, I want to cover this redstone up completely. That's the overall goal. So only a 500 gigabyte capacity hard drive, which in terms of making videos for is not too great. You know, when you hear these commentators talk about how much hard drive space they've used over the time of them making videos, and if they've still got all of their, I'll tell you what, I am gonna turn that off. So when you hear them talk about, you know, how much capacity they've got left and how they've managed to keep every single video on one hard drive, let me just explain a few things there. So to start off with, you know, it's important to note that. Sorry, it's important to note. Oh no! Don't tell me I just lost it. No. Oh, my amazing. Please no. Oh dear, this day just gets better and better. So anyhow, what was I talking about? Yeah. So I've only got 500 gigabyte space. I'm going to stop re-littering myself now, it's really annoying. Small hard drive space, basically, not enough to record with. And I'm reading and writing to the same hard drive to the point where it's becoming somewhat of an issue. You know, if you're making videos and it's lagging like mine just. Why did I even say much as just create a pic? So that's what you get for talking. You're not concentrating. Concentrate. There we go. So I'm reading and writing the game to the same, all the videos to the same hard drive, to the point where it's becoming too much of a task. So May, just before the end of May, is my birthday, so I'm gonna get, I believe I'm getting even a whole new PC system, whereby, let's just drop this one down a bit because it's considerably bugging me at this point. So I believe I'm getting a whole new PC system, more of a gaming PC. I'm not sure what the specifications are yet, and this is I mean, just to let you into a bit of a personal background of mine, I have studied computing in the past, and I've got IT qualifications, you know, Microsoft qualifications. So, in theory, I should know what I'm looking for, what PC I want, what specifications and so on and so forth. But in all honesty, when it comes down to the actual buying a computer, you know, the prices of computers are controversial in my personal opinion, because whether a system should cost that much, you know, some computers can go into the thousands, depending on what brand or model of components you want to buy, and what you want in the system, how big you want the hard drive, how much RAM, so on and so forth. And to be honest, I guess it's like buying a new pair of trainers, in that, you know, if you go out and buy the latest, I don't know, for example, if we take a brand of Nike, okay, so if you go out and buy the latest pair of Nike trainers, it's going to cost you somewhere between like 40 to 60 quid, I believe, for the average pair of trainer. You know, we're not talking any specific special brand, just the average Joe in terms of trainer. So, you know, and then you've got different types of RAM, cost. I need to create more fences again, darn it. Different types of RAM cost different amounts, different hard drive. Oh, I'm doing it again. Different hard drives cost different different amounts, and each component basically that makes and helps your PC to function, depending on the size, the model, the brand, etc., it costs a different amount basically. And this is something, like I say, I've studied IT, so I was very much aware of how much computers were in the first place. But when it comes to actually buying a computer, it costs you know, you have to really look at the cost of what you're buying, and really make sure you're getting value for money. Now, I'm using a website at the moment. I believe I'm probably going to get the computer off a website called ebuyer.com. Now, eBuyer was a website that I come across when I was studying IT. You know, we used to go on that website and just have a look at the latest PCs and see what stuff we could come up with, and try and build our own PC, not physically, but more, you know, say this is the parts we need, let's see what the best PC in our personal opinion we could get for this price. So, you know, we used to use that website, and I guess now I'm actually going to get a PC off of that website, and hopefully it turns out to be a decent specification. I mean, in all honesty, something that you have to look for when you're looking for a new computer is what you're using it for. So, I mean, there's so many things that I'm going to have to put into equation when I'm getting this computer. You know, most likely I'm going to get something that's 6 to 8 gigabytes, 1 terabyte hard drive, probably 700, between 6 and 700 watt in terms of power supply. What else is there? I can't really think of anything else too significant. Probably a couple of hard drives I may have to save up and purchase a separate hard drive. It all depends on what computer and what they've got closer to my birthday, because at the moment there's not too many great PCs on eBay. I mean, of course, eBay is not the only website in the history of mankind. You know, there's other websites that sell these computers and stuff, but I've chosen to go with a one-off there. So hopefully hopefully it comes up closer to the time. Hopefully they've got more of a better range and stuff. And to be honest, if you're someone who absolutely knows nothing about computing, then I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a trip down to, I'll show you my new shaft mine, where I'm getting all my resources from. So like I'm saying, if you're someone who has absolutely no idea about computers, I mean, you know, you might think you do, in terms of, okay, it's quite a lot of redstone. You might think you do to the point where you're the average PC user. You know, you're turning your computer on, you're using Facebook, you're using the internet. Maybe you play a couple of games on the internet here and there, maybe one in your computer. But to be honest, knowing computing as to, you know, in comparison with being just the average home user, is a considerable even amount of difference. You know, what I'm trying to get at, basically, you know, not to beat around the bush and extend a topic more than it needs to be talked about, is when buying a new computer, there's a heck of a lot to consider, you know, or to look at, just to make sure you're getting your value for money. And some of these PCs that I'm seeing, what did I want to do here? I wanted to try a different design. So some of these PCs that I'm seeing are not up to scratch with what I'd expect for the price tag. You know, like, you have to be very careful in making sure that you know what you want again. Do I like that? Can't say that I'm particularly fond of it. So you have to make sure you know what you want, and you have to make sure you know what you're looking for, because, to be honest, I've seen, for example, processor speeds, and this is something else, but ideally I want something that's 3.0 plus. 3.4, 3.5 is enough. If I can get one that's 4 gigahertz, that's just, you know, a bonus. Basically, the you know, the brand of processor that you want as well is something. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I want here. So go away, you. So the brand of processor is something that you have to think about in terms of what you want. You know, ideally for myself, I'm looking for an Intel, either i5 or i7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So yeah, I'm either looking for an i5 or an i7. Now, in all honesty, i7s aren't particularly too much of a difference in terms of gigahertz speed. The only difference, of course, and probably the most beneficial and main difference, is that you get 7 cores as opposed to 3 or 5. Although, to be fair, I personally like the look of i5s more, simply because it seems to be the more, you know, the main one being it's more affordable, and it's not that much difference off of an i7. So it seems to be that i5s personally are the way to go, and again that comes down to design, well, not design, but the, you know, the overall purpose of what I'm using the computer for and what I'm going to need it for. It something as well. Have we got any? Yes, I do. Some of that I'm noticing as well is that, you know, my RAM isn't up to scratch. So, I mean, back, how long are we talking ago? Quite some versions of Minecraft ago, I created, or I was in the middle of making a Let's Play, and basically it was a, excuse me there, sorry, it was a renovation of my very first Minecraft world, and I talked a bit about getting a new computer and upgrading the system and so on and so forth, and the computer, even that I was supposedly upgrading to, is not only the same one that I'm using now, but also the same computer that I was using at the time. It turns out that the motherboard, and this is something that you must keep your eye on and do a bit of research if you're going to upgrade your current PC. It turns out that the motherboard in my current computer, it's a micro ATX. So just to explain that down a bit, a micro ATX is a form factor which is basically a posh name for a type of motherboard. Okay, so it's a small motherboard, smaller than the ATX, which will make sense to people who know the computers. Basically, so it can fit in smaller based computers, you know, mini PCs, etc. I believe. So my motherboard's a micro ATX with a maximum, and here's the catch, a maximum RAM upgrade of 4GB, and I'm currently using 3. So to be honest, I've got the feeling that when I purchased this computer, or when this computer was purchased even, we was ripped off just a little bit. You know, at that time I didn't exactly know as much about computers as I do currently. So to be honest, it's not exactly out of reach to say that I was ripped off. So I'm going to make sure that the new computer that I get, this mob's all down here. I'm going to make sure the new computer that I get has a motherboard where the RAM is upgradable to either 16GB or 32GB. Now, to be honest, at the moment that seems a bit far-fetched, and to be honest, it all comes down to what your personal preference is, you know, what you really want to spend money on. Some people like to go out and look nice, you know, I'm not saying that I don't, but I'm just saying that in general some people like to spend the dominant of their wage packet or the money that they receive on clothes. Some like to just booze, others leisure, I don't know, some like to save, car, bills, etc. You know, for some people it's not even a choice. So while I've got the opportunity to get the best possible computer that I'm able to get at the expense of a bit of money, I'm going to do my best to ensure that I research enough to the point where I know exactly what I'm getting and exactly what I'm looking at, and it fits all my needs. Because the last thing that I want to do is get a brand spanking new computer that looks all great and you know, it's got a few lights here and there and looks exciting, and then it comes down to it. Comes down to using it, and then it's a case of you know, it can't even function and won't even do what I need it to do. So I'm going to take a careful look and consider I quite like the colour difference between the iron and the diamond armour. So I'm going to take a bit of a difference in terms of, you know, a different approach in terms of what content what content? Where did I even get that from? What computer I'm going for, and what I'm looking for. What's down here? Let's take a bit of a, let's see if it jogs any memories. No? Anything? Oh, my original shaft mod. So not too far away. So yeah, I'm going to make sure basically that I do enough research to the point where the computer that I get is enough. Also, a video camera. I think it's about time. I mean, I don't know. This is something that I wanted to do for a while. Basically, back when I started my IT course, I had this whole idea of doing a vlog series whereby each morning I would, you know, just basically vlog out and about until I got to work, edit it when I got home, and then upload it. But that never happened. You know, that was a far-fetched idea and something that went out the window. Pretty much, I didn't even think about. You know, up until recently, maybe a video camera is a bit out of reach in terms of for now. I mean, to be honest, you have to. This room still isn't finished. I haven't even so much as like attempted to work on this for quite some time. So maybe doing vlogs in the future is something to look for. You know, it all depends what content type and what type of videos I really want to go into, and then this loops down, of course, to the where we just watched. So actually, I'll take a down there. So all depends what videos I want to go down into in the future. But for now, I can't particularly see myself expanding beyond games and stuff. You know, I don't really want to do, or even so much as intend to do, real life videos yet. They're a bit far-fetched and out of reach and a bit out of my comfort zone, to be honest, and it probably it more than shows when you're out of your comfort zone in creating videos and when videos are forced. So for now, games, and like I say, hopefully the PC, I can choose one that fits all my needs and serves the purpose fairly well. So where was the ladder? This side. So I guess that's pretty much it. You know, all I wanted to voice for today was the hard drive issues that I'm having, and basically just to let you know that I'm getting a system upgrade basically in the near future, in the next 3 months. Actually, let's just have a look. Where's my April? So within 2 months, or 2 to 3 months basically, I'm getting a new computer, should be upgrading, and hopefully I'll be able to bring more games and stuff to the channel. Something else to note as well is that just because you get a new computer doesn't mean that you're going to be able to run every single game under the sun at the best graphics and then record and so on. But hopefully it's, you know, for the most part, Minecraft is a game that Mojang are trying to make playable on many different specifications of computers, from the bottom of the bottom to, obviously, of course, the top. You know, the high-end PCs won't even so much as double look at Minecraft in terms of running problems. So hopefully I can get a computer that at least is, of course it will most definitely be able to run Minecraft at a comfortable rate, you know, and hopefully I can bring a few other games to the channel and get them going and have a look at them, and possibly bring a few new series out and see what's going on. Of course I've got the podcast and this for now, but that'll do for the time being until the series, and then maybe a few Xbox game videos in between. That's something that I want to start doing, is making or recording Xbox gameplay and start live commentaries on that, because that's something that I've wanted to do for quite some time. So guys, with that being said and done, that's pretty much all I wanted to voice for today. I'm quite in the urge to nip off and get ready and do a few things here and there, so I'm going to end the episode quite quickly. So thank you for watching. Again, if you like the episode, then leave a like and so on and so forth, and show your support. Every like, and also, actually, I must say before I go, I'm rambling on here, but 900, and I believe it's something like 920 somewhat subscribers at this point. Thank you so much for, you know, the ever-growing support, and it's really appreciated. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.